Hello everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and today is another video hop day. This is the hashtag Artsy Second Sunday video hop, and all of these things are on Premiere, so if you watched them in real time, thanks for joining us. Also, you can watch it recorded, of course. Just please go down below the video and make sure that you click on the next video to go visit that person and see what they made for this month of July. This hop will be going on every second Sunday of every month until the end of the year. And also, it is themed with things that are happening in the next month. Today mine is Banana Day. That was one of the options. Banana Day is in August, apparently. And I love bananas. I eat them all the time. So I got out a banana, I got out some paper, and I decided to do a banana collage. I am still traveling when I made this video, and so I didn't have anything to collage on. So I went to the Walmart here in town, and I found this cute little, I think it's probably 8x8, very rough wooden canvas, I guess you would call it. It's got 3 slats of wood, and it reminded me of what bananas would come in, which would be a wooden crate. You know, that they would be picked off the trees and put in a wooden crate at some point with slats on the side. I thought that would be cute, but I wasn't sure if it was too rough to collage on, so I did also buy a package of canvas panels as well, just in case. But I love the way this turned out. It wasn't too rough. It has texture, you know, but I'm collaging over the top, and I used a gel medium to cushion in between, you know, putting it on the wood, and then also, you know, it fills in the gaps. Once it's all dry, it'll be fairly flat. So I grabbed some papers. I also had to make some papers, but because this needs to be a short video, I didn't film that process for you. It's just, you know, taking some under paper, putting some paint on it, using some stencils, using a brayer, just different things, because I didn't have enough yellow paper with me on my travels. I didn't know what I was going to do, so I didn't have enough with me. So I did make some paper for this with some different yellow acrylic paints. But the first thing I did was my drawing, and I was eating a banana. I brought out a banana that I had and was looking at it for shapes, and then also eating it at the same time for breakfast. I really like bananas. I think they're awesome. So I drew an open banana first, like one that was peeled open. And then I thought, that's just too lonely in the middle of that thing, you know, there's just like one little banana. That was my original idea, was just to have one peeled banana. So I didn't like that. So I added some more closed bananas and put a couple on one side and another one that was kind of like as if it was facing you and turning up. Kind of a strange shape. Then I started to make my base collage pieces, and I had drawn my drawing onto some deli paper under paper that already had paint on it, just, you know, using it. I cut out those pieces and I glued them just like a temporary glue. Well, not really temporary, because they end up being in between the canvas and the top of the paper, because I glue it onto the back. It just makes it into a little sandwich. No big deal. You don't see it because that deli paper is really thin, and it helps me to cut out the pieces in, you know, in the right proportion. So I take the top part, the part that's drawn, and I glue that part down to the back of the paper, and I'm able to see the line well enough to cut it out. So this is a cut paper collage using handmade papers, hand stenciled, and also I have some text paper, I have some other, just, you know, this and that, whatever I had with me. So this is the gel medium, It is the DecoArt brand gel medium in a matte finish. I pretty much always use matte finish gel. I know there are other collage artists who like the gloss. I don't like it. It's shiny and I don't like it. The only things I want to be shiny are glitter and gemstones and things like that. So I think this is cool with this rustic kind of farmhouse background that to me just reminds me of a crate. So I cut out each little piece separately from different pieces of paper. I glued those down, and then I want to have the peeled banana be the focal point in the center of the composition. So the inside of the banana is a lighter color, so I cut that out of a piece of, it's actually scrapbook paper that has some Asian style writing on it, and I have that as the banana sticking out from the peel. And then I'm going to cut all the different little peel pieces from different papers. So I set that aside after I got it glued down, and then I started thinking about which bits of this I wanted to make out of different papers. Because this video needs to be 15 minutes or less, I am not doing anything super complicated. Anybody could do this. You just make a drawing, you cut out the pieces. It's kind of like paper piecing or piecing a quilt. You're thinking about the different patterns and colors of each little piece, and then I'm going to go over the top with some other pieces to make it more dynamic. But I've got my base pieces, which are just going to be just like paper piecing or piecing a quilt. So I cut out this one that has spots on it, which the banana I was eating, you'll see it come into screen every once in a while as I was eating it. Because I was showing you I have a banana. I'm inspired by this banana. It's not making it up. The one I had was pretty ripe and quite spotty, and I think that little piece that I cut out right there with some Stencil Girl stenciling on it and kind of a light brown looks a whole heck of a lot like that banana. And so I was happy with that piece. I wanted to make the pieces that were being peeled away from the banana a lighter yellow because the inside of it is lighter than the outside. So I'm cutting those from different pieces. And then I wanted kind of like a shadow down the one side. So I cut away that long strip that was going up the side. And I ended up changing that into the spotty paper too. I did have it in the lighter color, that little like extra piece. I figured maybe you could see the top part of the peel. And then I used another piece for kind of a stripe down the side just to make it more interesting. It's kind of an orangey yellow piece that I had made. So now I'm going to glue those all down. I hope you guys have been watching the entire hop. I'm not sure what position I'm in at this point in the hop because the list hasn't been made, but I hope that you guys are joining me from someone else's channel and that you have given them a thumbs up and left them a comment, and maybe you watched them in premiere time. I don't know, but if you haven't watched the other videos, I do really encourage you to go see everyone's videos. There's lots of variety in this hop. There's a lot of different people doing different things. I'm probably the only one who's doing collage because I have been in the other times that we've done this, the only collage person. But there's lots of acrylic painting and mixed media and just interesting stuff. Who knows what it'll be, but I hope that you hop through and give everybody a thumbs up and a comment and encourage them, because everyone here is making free content for you that you don't have to pay for. And that's a pretty cool thing. So the next thing I did was I used this color brush from Pentel. It is a synthetic brushed pen, like a water brush or something, and it's got sepia toned watercolor ink in it. Makes it super handy to use. You could also just use a watercolor pan and get some paint on there and do the same thing, but I like this, that the ink or paint or whatever you want to call it is already in the brush, so I don't have to worry about dipping it or rinsing it or anything like that. And I also have a water tank brush, a brush that's very similar to the one with color, only it's just got water in it. And I Got that one from Arteza. I like that it has a little pinchy thing where the red part of it is, that you can pinch more or less water depending on what you're trying to do. And I am just going around and making washy shadows and lines around everything to kind of differentiate all the different pieces here. It's looking like it's all one color, and there's not a lot of definition, and I'm not sure that people can tell what it is unless I do this. I also just really enjoy illustration lines. It's part of my style, I guess. That's what people say. It's your style. I don't know. I just like it. I am also really enjoying how this untreated, weird, painted, whitewashed wood is absorbing the watercolor. It looks cool the way it's kind of, I'm trying to puddle it out and pull it out along the edges so that it doesn't look like a line as much. And I think it's really cool. I'm also using a baby wipe to, in some cases, pull up some of the color and make it lighter. The baby wipe isn't very wet anymore because it's really hot here and it's dried out really quickly. So it's really just kind of sort of a paper towel-ish type situation at this point. But I'm getting all the little lines in there and making it so that I think people can tell right away when you look at it what it is. It's a pile of bananas, right? Without that, the lines were very abstracted and maybe you wouldn't have been able to tell, looking at it instantly, what it is. In abstract art, you don't want people to know what it is, but this isn't abstract. It's supposed to be obvious that it's a banana and it's banana day and happy banana day. Whenever that is, I need to look it up. So then I want to make the collage a little bit more fun and dynamic. I mean, I could have left it, but I wanted it to be more interesting. I wanted to add some highlights in some areas, maybe some texture to make it look a little bit more fun and funky and cool. And so I'm just tearing little pieces at this point. So I've done all the cut collage, and now I'm going to tear. I think that there's a big difference between torn collage and cut collage. I think they really give a different vibe, but when you combine them together, it's fun and interesting to look at. So I've got some tissue paper that has text printed on it. I got some tissue paper that has music on it. I've got, what else? Just little pieces from that pile of yellow paper that I made. All that yellow paper there on the left-hand side was made with one piece of 12 by 12 deli paper, and I just put different colors of paint and layered different stencils and paints over it, and I used a brayer. That's the paper that I made. And then the text weight papers and tissue papers and things like that were ones that I had with me. So I only had to make one sheet of paper. I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough yellow to do bananas, even a small thing like this. Yellow's not my favorite usually. I don't use a lot of yellow, so I didn't bring it with me. So now I've got a smaller brush and that same gel glue, and I am gluing everything down and finishing this up. So using a smaller brush makes me be able to do those small pieces and really press down with the bristles of the brush and make sure that there are no bubbles underneath. Don't want any bubbles. I think this turned out really cute. I never knew there was a banana day until I saw that as one of the themes, and I don't know what other themes people picked, but it should be fun to find out. Just go to the list below the video, click on the next one, and when you get back to my video after clicking through them all, you will have finished the hop. So I'm just about done with this little Banana Day collage. Thanks so much for visiting and watching, and whether you're at the premiere or you're watching later, I'm happy you're here. Bye-bye.